Even though I knew exactly where the locations were, you still can't beat Juxerr, it doesn't matter.
What is going on, guys? It is Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Good to have you along today. I have a really interesting concept. I think you guys are going to like this one a lot. I have along my friend Gleeson, and I have along pro player Juxerr from the Czech Republic. He is a super strong player, definitely up there when we're talking of pro players. Essentially, I'm pitting them against each other. The only twist is that Gleeson, who's probably around 600 rated in joules, will be playing while he knows the locations. He's going to try and beat Juxerr without being suspicious. The two win conditions for him to beat Juxerr is the one that he gets more points than him, and two, that he can convince me that he was actually Juxerr. Now, it'll be really entertaining, of course, if Juxerr just wins and Gleeson can't fulfill the part where he has to win himself. So yeah, let's get straight into the first seed. Hey, first one here. Well, let's take a look around. So it should be somewhere in Italy. Oh no, it's actually Albania. We just got the Italian style bollards, but this one should be Albania. Looking at this landscape, quite dry. The double white lines in the center definitely remind me of Albania, I think. Do we have rifts? Hey, we seem like we have some baby rifts here, nothing massive. And so with 19 seconds to go, where do I think would be a logical guess here? I just think as long as both players put it in Albania on the mountains, then this one's fairly self-explanatory. So I myself am not going to guess, although I think I would just put it maybe central southern would be my instinct here. So I guess we'll find out where the two go, and it's going to be really interesting to see here. And so yeah, it was like central southern, and wow, we have a perfect score here. Immediately, I'm thinking that the 5,000 score, I actually think that might be the proper one. But this now creates a whole nother level of psychology, because the thing is, Gleeson, the real Gleeson, not the one who played through here, but the one who's called himself Juxerr as well, he has it open in another tab, so he could do that if he chooses to. So if we see some 5Ks in further rounds, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. But for now, I'm thinking that this first 5K, probably by the real Juxerr. He's like a real Southern Europe expert, so that was a really funny first round here. And yeah, let's jump into the second one. I did not expect a 5K on no moving straight off the bat. Okay, so this one's Peninsula Malaysia. That's fairly self-explanatory. So let's take a look around here. So if I was placing my own guess here, I would probably put it maybe somewhere around here, maybe near Penang or something like that. But okay, so I'm leaving my guess here. Let's see where they've gone. Okay, so the top guess here is, well, we have a 2.3K by the guy who got the 5K, and then we also have a 4.6 by the guy who got the decent score on the last round. So one guess in Johor, and the other guess, I wonder where it was, for 2.3K must have been, Now this is really confusing. We had the peninsulas. I'm already so confused. We had the peninsula stickers. So why is the person who got the perfect score last time guessing that? Everything I thought on the last round has just been flipped on its head totally. So yeah, I mean this guess makes much more sense than a score that would get 2.3K. So I guess we'll head into the next round here. That was truly confusing to me. Okay, let's head into the next one here. And so immediately thinking of Southeast Asia here with all these banana plants, I think it's going to be somewhere in the Philippines. And so, yeah, I was thinking Philippines here for sure. So rocks on the ground here. This is very interesting. This is one of the rounds where Gleeson, he knows the exact location, so he's got to think about how close he goes here. Especially without all the kind of detailed knowledge, it makes it difficult. But, okay, so this one, I guess myself, I would probably go, I don't know if this is more northern or southern. Maybe I would actually go more northern here, maybe on some of the northern islands here, but... And so, we had, okay, interesting. So the person who's leading gets the much worse score this time. Wow, okay. And so the person who's behind, so I'm beginning to forget who's who, but the person who's behind got a 4.9K, and ends up with 11,000 points. So this one's really in the balance. I mean, dude, okay, so it was, but here, let's be fair. I thought it was northern, and the top guy has gone northern. And presumably the second guy has gone southern, who was in the deficit before. So I'm really confused now. I really am just confused. I think that this is the real Juxerr. Next round here, and this one is Brazil. Okay, that is probably good for the fake player here, because he can go rather close here and disguise it as a good guess, I'm sure. Also, there's nothing to pinpoint the location either. I think in Juxerr's mind, he's probably thinking of somewhere around Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro kind of area. I could even see Piranha here, or maybe even further south potentially. So that's where I expect to see both guesses here, considering that one person knows where the location is. But yeah, this should be the area. We'll see. And so will both players go there? Okay, we had like a Minas Gerais, and that guess is like certainly like legitimate because we do have these mountains here. It would be pretty green in that section, and so both players getting basically the same score here. That is very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. As I said, the scores are incredibly close here. We should expect the fake Juxerr Gleeson to get a good score in this last round, but you never know. Maybe he will actually end up coming second. We'll see. Okay, so next one here. He knows because he played second. He knows that the scores are tied, so he's going to go for a good guess here. And so we said maximum, so it should be in Canada here. That's a good country-specific clue. Single yellow line in the center here. Okay, so it's definitely Canada. We can say without a doubt that this is Canada. And I would say it's Quebec. We have front plates though. Okay, so maybe it's actually Ontario. I think that's probably most likely here. Because it's a bit hilly. It doesn't really feel all too much like the Great Plains to me, with all these trees as well. And so we see the number 33 here. Okay, that could be huge. We only had 40 seconds in the round, but they could certainly go and find that potentially. So I would say somewhere up here would make most sense here, but let's find out, shall we? And so, yes, it was indeed right. It was actually on Edward Island rather than Prince Edward Island. Okay, but top guess is around here. Interesting. So it's not even in a town. It's a bit suspicious, I must say. So it's right near Kingston there. Let's see who's come out on top. So let's see, all in all, who is going to have the highest score here. And then I'll make my guess, and then we'll join the voice chat, and we'll see who was who, okay? So here are the final scores. See, out of these two guesses, both seem quite legitimate. I mean, we had one guess in a river, and one guess just on a road here. So both guesses kind of strange. I would say, I don't even know. Maybe this guess feels like the real player. And, okay, so it ends up being the person who got the 5K being in second place. But the real confusing part of it all here to me is that round 2, the person who I thought was the real player goes Bangkok, Thailand. Why exactly is that? I don't know. And then look at this one. Yeah, I mean, it's all just a bit strange to me. Like, this was really legitimately confusing. I still think that this is Juxerr. The 5K player is Juxerr, and that he actually just screwed it up on this round somehow, which I don't really know how he would have though. I'm just quite unsure here, but I would say the real Juxerr is the one who lost. I think we had a great guess as well. I didn't even realize that. Okay, yeah, I'm saying the real Juxerr is that one there. Now I'm confident. Let's go into the voice chat, shall we? Okay then, boys. That first seed was really a roller coaster. I only at the very last second made my decision of who I thought was who. I think on account of it's really only on account of round 1 where we had a Greek guess and like a Southern Albania 5,000 point guess. I think that was the real Juxerr. So I'm saying that the winner was actually Gleeson. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was that,
dude.
I'm so shocked about my Albania 5K though. That I swear that wasn't a repeat.
Right,
that was insane.
Yeah, I bet. What were you thinking after that, Gleeson?
I was like, I looked at it, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, this for sure is gonna throw Oscar off. But
yeah. It did throw me off. I was like, surely that's the real Juxerr. But then the next round 2, why did you go Bangkok, Juxerr? That was. I mean, I thought we saw Peninsula stickers, so... Or were you trying to be deceptive?
Nah, I didn't go Bangkok.
Oh, what?
I got Malaysia.
Oh, yeah, true, you did. Oh my goch, I was just so confused about the...
I went Bangkok for
the, Dude, I couldn't even tell who was who because of the pictures, bro.
yeah.
GG's, that first one, literally, when you watch it back, you're gonna see how confused I was because I thought that Gleeson, because I thought that Juxerr went for Thailand or didn't get a good score. I thought he went on Borneo, and I was so confused. Anyway, okay, so I'll head to the next seat now. All right, this is proving to be a lot of fun. Let's see what we have in store for us on A Rural World. And so here we have the first round here. Should be North America, I imagine. Actually, no, it's... Oh, wow. I thought this was like in the interior of the US, but this is actually Mongolia. So I'm pretty sure Gleeson would know that that's the Mongolia car. And I think with this bare hills and that kind of thing, that Juxerr will likely go in this section of the country here. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult round, so this should tell us quite a lot when we see it here. And so it was one person guessing in the right half of the country, both people getting a similar distance away. Okay, so let's head into the next one here. This one we have some nice, maybe French countryside or something like that. I can see this being France. Let's take a look around here. Okay, so in terms of countries that would be reasonable guesses here, I guess I can also see like a Denmark, France, Belgium, maybe like a weird UK. Don't really think it's UK, to be honest. Maybe like a Northern Italy as well. So that's all the countries I consider reasonable guesses here. Let's see. Ends up being in Denmark. Okay, so we had two nice guesses. Seems like both players probably getting the right country here. So nothing really to distinguish them too much here. And the fact they're on similar points is probably what we'd expect. Okay, so next one here, we got the white car. We have like a bunch of ferns and stuff here. Okay, so a bunch of corn as well. Okay. And then I'd say this is going to be Philippines again. Where's the sun? Sun would appear to be to the north, though. Or would it? You know, it's not that usable, but it almost feels like the sun's to the north. So maybe we could be in Indonesia or... Well, let's see where the guesses end up being. So it was actually Indonesia. That would make sense with the sun. And so we had a Borneo guess. Would Borneo make sense there? Considering, okay, so one person... So I would say this guess here is for 2,000 points probably. And that guess I would say is the fake. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm like at least like 70% sure that that's the fake. And then I think Juxerr himself has probably gone over in Philippines. But it was a hard round, so yeah. Okay, let's see the next one. I'm starting to be suspicious of the leader here. I must say. And so this one should be in... It's actually kind of hard to tell. They almost look like Norwegian road lines, I must say. I guess it could be northern Norway here. Otherwise it's Canada. It's one of the two, but... Yeah, with the yellow center lines, can't be Russia. So I would say this is northern Norway. And if there's anything, if there's any Norway guess below here, then we know for sure that it's not going to be good. It has to be guessing in a flat area here. And so, okay, so this guess is very reasonable. And the other guess, by the person who's coming second now, is maybe not as reasonable, only 3.7k. So that should be a relatively easy round. So I feel that this one is a bit less confusing than the round one. I think I'm honing in on Juxerr. And so we should see Gleeson coming through with a really high score on this round. So if he's to steal the win. Okay, so this one, we have long edge. This is actually kind of a confusing round. I like that. Wooden poles here. Okay, this hunting thing, I believe, is Spain. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to think what they use. Or is it Portuguese? I think it's Spanish, right? Spanish snow poles. I think this would make sense for Spain, right? Could it even be one of the islands? Because it kind of reminded me initially, yeah, this should be a Spanish pole top as well. It was initially reminding me mostly of like Sardinia. So I could even see it being one of these islands over here. Otherwise, just anywhere in Spain here should be the correct guess. And okay, it was actually northern Spain. Whoops. But okay. We had one guess way up in the mountains here. A bit suspicious. So I'm pretty sure this one's more of a clean-cut case, because the rounds were a bit more decisive, let's say. Okay, so the winner here is the person who actually went... Oh, wow, so someone actually went Sumatra here. Now, that throws a spanner into the works. So I'm less sure about the Indonesia round here. Now, Sumatra probably makes more sense. So I'm thinking that the winner here is actually Juxerr. For this round, they both guessed in the same spot. Okay, that's cool. This round, also fairly similar, although we had a Sweden, which I guess doesn't make... that's not entirely unsensible. Okay, so I could see both guesses for that. It's fine. This guess makes more sense. The closer Spanish guess makes more sense to me, which is, this one. So that's interesting. And then this one, even a Russia guess. Okay. But the Russia guess, it almost makes sense because that area of Russia looks like that. However, with the yellow center lines. This is actually confusing again. All the guesses do make sense here, I must say. So I gotta give credit to Gleeson. I'm still gonna say that Juxerr actually won this seed. But if Gleeson won it and he fooled me, then that's actually kind of sick. So my thought for the seed 2, again, actually genuinely confusing to me, because I could see on all of the rounds, apart from round 4, I feel like both guesses were very evenly balanced and both, like, very reasonable. On round 4, though, we had the yellow center lines. And although I thought Russia was, like, maybe an outside possibility, I just think that the winner of the seed who got Norway makes more sense here. So I'm going to say that is Juxerr as the pro, but I actually am not sure. So who was it?
It was
It
Juxerr.
It was
Juxerr.
You know, it wasn't an
I mean-
unreasonable guess.
Like Russia made a lot of sense except the yellow lines.
It's weird because I'm trying to throw you off the scent, but sometimes I forget that Juxerr is like a legitimate pro, so
Yeah.
he should know exactly where he is, and
Yeah.
rather than just going like completely in but nowhere. Pardon my French.
But that's really the risk with guessing the wrong country, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Every other round
think,
there, every other round there was pretty even. Like I could even see the Sweden guess and all that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll enjoy the next one too.
All right. Okay, a Japan, and this one's NMPZ. So this one is turning up the heat. Looking at that building in the background, kind of looks like it's made of concrete, which you sometimes see in Okinawa. I've been doing a bit of Japan practice, but no, I think it should be somewhere in the mainland or, one of the main islands here. And so where would I expect a good guess to come from here? I would say it's like southern though. So I'm going to say it's like we're kind of in this region here, but it's Japan. So this could literally be anywhere. I don't expect any like massive differences here. So I guess we'll find out. And okay, a really interestingly nice guess. I was right that it was southern. And so a 3.7 and a 4.9. So I would say it's slightly suspicious, but I also said it has a southern vibe, so I could easily see Juxerr get that. Okay, so let's head into the next round here. This one feels European. Like this little fence thing here does feel European over North American, I would say. I wouldn't say North America is impossible here, but what's that bollard? It almost looks like an Asian bollard, but I'm actually not sure. I think the center lines also might be white. So yeah, if I'm going here, I'm going like Czechia, Slovakia, which is of course where Juxerr's from, Czechia. I could also see like Slovenia or Croatia or something like that. So I expect the players to guess in one of those countries. And so it actually ends up being in Slovenia, okay. So we had a Czechia guess here. The other person getting closer. Okay, so the person who scored lower on Japan gets closer on this one. So I would say at this point, I think that's going to be Juxerr, who's in second place at the moment. But, like, I could be wrong. Like there's nothing conclusive just yet. So this one's definitely interesting. Okay, next one here. Almost felt like Israel off the bat, but we don't have yellow outside lines. We have, like, these double, like, barriers here as well. This is interesting. Sun is to the north, so we may be in, like... Wow, where is this? If the sun's... Maybe actually isn't to the north. I don't know. It feels like it might be slightly to the north. And I would say maybe it's Argentina. So that's kind of my thought here. Poles would make sense, I think. So, I mean, I'm so keen to see where the people have gone for this. And it was Mexico. Okay, so I got that wrong. So this was the guess. That guess certainly makes sense. Okay. And that was the actual guess. Okay. And the other person, they're both guessing in the same spot here. So they both did better than me, of course. Gleason with a bit of assistance. So still in the balance here. I imagine that both players went in a similar direction. This one is looking to be somewhere in Hungary. I would say this is Hungary, right? Yeah, wooden pole plus these holy concrete puzzles. I'm feeling pretty good about Hungary here. And so that's a really interesting round. So we'll see how close people get here. I'd imagine Juxerr gets relatively close. It's his neck of the woods. Gleason, I can imagine, obviously knowing where it is, he might also try and get close here. And he knows that Juxerr's from Czechia, so he might also kind of be on the ball for that. So let's find out where people went here. Of course, it was in Hungary, a bit further up this direction. That guess is perfectly reasonable. And the second place player getting a decent score, probably also getting Hungary, I imagine. If they didn't, then I've got questions. But if they go over here, then that would be, yeah, pretty much for Hungary. Okay, so last one here. And this time we're in Poland, okay? So we got these Polish polls. If someone doesn't guess Poland here, then I know they're Gleason. Because Juxerr will know that every day of the week. And so, kind of cornfields here, slight hills. I would say this one actually might be more northern, though. But I could be wrong. I would say central north, where you do get some slight hills. Obviously, it's much hillier down here near Katowice. So, yeah, I don't know. I could see, like, anywhere is a reasonable guess as long as it's in Poland. And then I have the daunting task of working out who's who, which I have my suspicions about the person who guessed so close in Japan, but yeah, I mean, we'll see here. So, the final round ends up being in Central Poland, as I kind of suspected it might be, and that is a reasonable guess for sure. And so let's check it out here, and get to the breakdown so I can make my decision. And so, this is what we're looking at. So, the crazy Japan guess, that is suspicious. We had the 2 Mexico guesses, very reasonable. Both of these make sense, I would say. We have 2 Hungary guesses, okay, makes sense. These 2 guesses also make sense. And these 2 guesses make sense. Okay, so we really have a doozy on our hands here, guys. So really it comes down to this Japan. The Japan round won it for that person. So, but the thing is, I also had that vibe. This guess, well, it does make sense. It does make sense. I think that this guess is almost more reasonable, but obviously, surely, Juxerr would recognize Czechia, you know? So, I think I'm gonna have to go... Yeah, this would all make sense for Juxerr. I'm gonna have to say that Gleason did win this, but the crucial thing is, I could be wrong. Okay, gents. I found that one, indeed, to be the most fun seed of them all. That one definitely...
Okay.
There's no round in there that definitively... Like, I would say this one's more like a 70-30 in terms of what I'm thinking here, okay?
Okay.
I do believe, though, and I'm mostly basing this off the fact that we had a round where someone guessed Czechia, and even though the round definitely kind of like struck me as maybe Czech, I think Juxerr wouldn't get it incorrect like that. So I'm gonna say that Gleason won that seed. Was I right?
You're 100% correct.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
you
there
are.
we go.
I thought you were gonna think like I didn't want to mess up my own country, so that's why I went Czechia in case, because it kinda looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we thought it'd throw you off. Even though I knew exactly where the locations were, you still can't beat Juxerr, it doesn't matter.
That's a fact, man. Right, thank you both for coming on so much. I think this is definitely ripe for a sequel at some point, you know? I think this one's
100%.
definitely ripe for a sequel. I think when the faker finally gets me, it's going to be a glorious day. But that was a fun... That last one showed me that this can be a lot of fun, because all the guesses were legitimate there, you know? So I'm happy with that.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's. All right, thanks both for coming on. Shoutouts to Juxerr. I'll have his YouTube linked in the description. Go sub, and yeah, thanks for Gleason as well. See you guys in a video soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.